Morning again, guys. It's your old pal Brian. Hey, I'm gonna fly the old 500 this morning for a little while. I'm looking forward to getting the Turnigy MEMS gyro that's programmable. It's got a little box. Now we'll see if that's not wasted on me or not. I hear people are just flying it straight out of the box with no modifications. But yeah, I look forward to laying hands on it in the coming weeks. Customs doesn't hold on to it for an inordinate amount of time. Also, I adjusted my throttle on this little beast. We'll see if let's make sure all my parts and pieces work here. And we're on hold, and we have tail. Yeah, trying to reduce the disparity between, there we go, yeah, better, between normal mode and idle up 1 on this beast, and I figured out how to do it. What I tend to do, let's see if I can bring this thing back. I'm having trouble orienting this morning with all the shadows. Where was I? Oh, the disparity between idle up and normal was because of, if you hear me concentrating, can you hear the little synapses clicking? There we go. The difference between the two is when I'm slightly below mid-stick in normal and idle up, I tend that's when I tend to flip my idle up switch, is before those two are equal. So if I'm on a normal curve, which is 0, 25, 50, 75, and my idle up mid stick is at 54, so I'm slightly below there, somewhere in the 40s. When I flip my switch, there's going to be a disparity. So got an audience. So just raised my normal up a little bit. My fingers aren't quite nimble, so I'm just taking it easy this morning. Yeah, this one's loud enough where it garners an audience, apparently. Yeah, so I was having a great disparity between idle up and normal mode. So Rob and I were on the same page, and I ended up fixing it. Yeah, this thing slaps the air a little bit greater. Yeah, Joaquin, it'll be cool to get a camera on this beast because of its sheer mass. It weighs about twice as much as the 450, and I suspect its vibration is significantly less. So let's see how wrong I am. Now I will tell you this: the other day when I was flying in the wind, about the 4th battery pack, I'm trying to push on the rudder a little bit to my left, and it wasn't wanting to go. Now I was flying into the wind, so I'd have to give it quite a bit of stick. And did I already use the term wonky? I think my friend Simon uses that term. Yeah, when I go to do this, the rudder wouldn't move, and I want to make sure it ain't the tail servo. My hands are a little light this morning. Yeah, the 500 is going to be cool. For those of you that don't have one and are getting one, honestly, I forget who the author was, but in retrospect, since it was about the same price, 90 bucks I think to get this to my doorstep for the for the frame, $225 all up. Yeah, probably should have went this route first. As far as parts go, buying if you buy cheap parts, it's basically a third. Even for the name brand parts, it's a third more. You know, let me put it this way: you end up with 3 feathering shafts in an Align envelope for $5.99. Well, you get 2 with this. Well, here's the funny part, and hopefully I won't screw myself over today. The funny part is that you crash this less because it's less twitchy. I mean, it's like flying a doggone limousine. I have to imagine that's how it is in the real world. Perhaps Rob can shed light on that. If you're flying a little Robbins and you jump into one of his 3-blade beasts over there at Sydney, I have to imagine that along with it being physically larger and having 3 blades and just an inordinate amount of power, that you're less, well, I wouldn't say less likely to crash on his side, but you get a better ride out of the deal. Yeah, because this thing is just sweet. And I remember the guys out at the flying field commenting about it, the newbies. Their point was well taken. I'm out there with my little 450, and they're like, well, enjoy flying that, but if you want to crash less, you really ought to consider the 600. Well, I kind of split the difference because Hobby King is light years behind on these things. I found the 500 really was a route you want to go for fun flying in front of your ambulance station. It's not so big that you're worried about it getting loose from you and killing your neighbor, but it's affordable to fly, because when you start getting up into the 600s, you're having to buy new tools, and the parts aren't as reasonable. I mean, right as it stands, if I go to acrc.com and spring for $30 for a torque tube kit on this thing, I'm in business. A Taro torque tube probably be about a $50 purchase, because you buy all the gears and everything in case you strip them. I hear even these don't tolerate tail bumps, but I really kind of don't bump my tail much. So, Sean, I look forward to seeing video of, is it Young John's aircraft in the coming days. That would be cool. I hear you're getting some relief out in West Texas from the fires. That's fantastic. Yeah, that would be nice to see young John flying, or attempting to fly. Oh, training wheels. Man, if you haven't made him some training wheels or bought him some, you need to get you some 3/8 inch dowel or something similar to it, about 6 zip ties, and some practice golf balls or ping pong balls. Drill a hole in the ping pong balls, run them up about 2 inches on the well, you know how to do this. I think you got a flying field, but put his first hour should be on training wheels. They really should, and then after that they become annoying. But if he's flown anything before, it takes about an hour. If he hasn't flown anything, he needs to hop around on them training wheels and get about a meter up off the ground, so the ground effect doesn't screw with him too terribly bad. Well, there again, my mission this morning is I have 4 batteries. These things take an hour a piece to charge. I charge them at, you hear that thing? Just sounds formidable, doesn't it? I charge them at 4 amps, 4C, and that's a beautiful bird. Takes an hour a piece for the batteries, and then my other ones, they take about 26 minutes. So you know what I'll be doing after the morning. I've got some doodling around I got to do, and the charger will be running all day. Alright guys, well, I've hopefully blathered on long enough. Some of this is in frame, I hope. And let's see about setting this thing down and do some off-cam flying for a while. What do you think? Fantastic. And I wish all the best. Let's watch her spin down. Is that a pretty rig? Now that's not the Hobby King Orange. I got it. The gyro channel died and caused one of two crashes on here that were not my fault directly. What a nice bird, huh? Hopefully you see it. But I kept the case. The case is cool. The AR6100 case is made out of cellulose or something. Didn't like it. So I took a Dremel to that case, popped it in there, and we're in business. Anyway, best to you.